Welcome to the Team Broth channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out Replay, our sponsor, in the description down below. Introduce yourself and tell us how you did at the Croatian Nationals.
Uh, Hello, I'm Ivan. I ended up top 8 at the Croatian Nationals with pure Mitsurugi.
So, yeah, first question then. Why did you go pure Mitsurugi?
I have done like minimal testing before the event, and I just thought that pure Mitsurugi plays best into Chami's, Droll, Nibiru, and handship that most of the players will be on, and make a decent enough board going first, and can play like 7 Chamis in case you're going second, plus the Dominus Impulse, which is probably the best non-agent card in the game currently.
Yeah, card's absolutely cracked. It makes a very strong argument for playing pure over, say, Rizal and any of the others. But that was a big thing that stuck out to me is why the 7 Charmies? Did you just want to go heavy in on that and just see as much as you can draw?
Well, I just thought like going second, hand trips aren't really doing much, like Imperm, Valor, Ghost Ogre, Ghost Bell, they aren't really doing too much, but if you draw 2 Chamis, most of the decks will pass on a much weaker board, and it's easier to break it than if you like draw Ash Imperm, most of the deck can just play the same game after that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And I suppose as well, you've got a lot of kind of like two of there. You went obviously doubled down on the Fuvalos. You got like Fuvalos is your main one. How come you split into say you did 2 Meows, 2 Perulia, 2 Nibiru? What was your thought process and like mathematics on that?
So the mathematics in that was you want to see like the combination of 2 Chamis. So if I say Perulia +1, it's always good. If I say uh, Chami +1, it's always good. Like most of the time, combination of the two is good against any deck in the game. While like Perulia and like Perulia is really bad into I think the Malice. Malice can just like play through it if they open up field spell. They don't even give you a draw. The same goes with Mitsurugi. If he opens up with pre-prep or something like that, he doesn't even have to. They will give you like one draw and that's it. So by like playing more of them, you cover up like more ground. And the 2 nibs were just because like I play 7 chamis, so if they decide to go through chamis, I will probably draw into one of the 2 nibs.
Yeah, I respect that. So then if they take the challenge, you can kind of punish it a bit harder. Yeah, I like the math behind
Yeah.
that. And then looking at a couple other things as well, you went for trap in the main. I can't remember if that's stand or not. I know a lot of people are flip flopping between the trap in the main and trap in the side. What made you main it?
Well, I did main the Kaiju and the trap, like the Kaiju Mitsurugi and the trap, because I just wanted to have like more coverage. And my go-to end board most of the time was uh, Murakumo, the Mitama, and trap plus SP, or like just those 2 plus trap and the Magatama spell. If I can go full combo without getting interrupted, and I felt like that's just more than enough interruption to win the games.
Yeah, that's fair. And then like also speaking of your Mitsurugi one-offs, how did you find them? Like you've got the kaiju, you've got the pop is very interesting. I quite like that. How did you find those?
The Kaiju did come up a few times. The pop was like good all day because whenever like going second, the pop card is very good because you can dodge stuff like Kimperm, you can dodge the Maui's banishes and stuff like that because it tributes for cost. So you can like play around a lot of stuff. And going first is just a pop, or you can if you got like draw or something and you have Magatama, you can end on like Habakiri or something. Just set the Magatama and have the Orakumo on their turn for the Regeki. So the spell was really good, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. And then how did you find like the pre-prep package as well? Because I know obviously if you draw the ritual spell, you're kind of crying inside.
Yeah, but like I in the top 8 match,
Yeah,
or no, the top 16 match, game 1, I drew double pre-prep plus the spell, so I was kind of crying, but
yeah,
I won game 2 and game 3. So yeah, I mean, you do have to play one break, but when pre-prep resolves and you don't get rolled, like you probably are winning that game since
yeah.
you just go like plus 10 there, and you're
Yeah.
full. With pure Mitsurugi, you have more names, and the follow up always is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
The other variants, you don't have that many names, just search off again and again.
How did you find it into Droll? Did you do much preparation for Droll? Or did you play in a particular way to like play around it, or did you just full send it and commit?
I mean, there's not like really much things you can do into draw. Like you can, if you draw multiple cards that are good, you can like do the sequencing into draw. But most of the time, you will draw like Kabakiri +1, so it's kind of hard to sequence it. But the thing is, I try to always go for each roll first, so I can just at least have the Murakumo, and that's why the trap and the Magatama are really good because if you draw them, you still have a lot of interruptions on your opponent's turn, while having set up for the next turn.
Yeah. So did you find that you found yourself getting Drolled a lot on the day, or were you lucky and were you able to set up those kind of boards, or?
I got rolled, I think like 8 or 9 times, something like that. I did get rolled a lot. Like I mean, if it depends how you say it, but like I did get rolled like 7 or 8 times. But most of the times, I was able to like set up Murakumo plus prayers, and if I draw like Ash, Nip, Talents, Trust, or anything, I was still pretty good.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
feel like I feel like the draw does not hurt as much in the pure version, since you do not make like those crazy boards and have like 10 cards dead in your hand. You can always set up for the next turn. So that's what I liked about the pure version.
Yeah, it's very consistent. Obviously, well, obviously there is some bricks in the deck. Did you find your consistency was okay on the day? Did you brick at all? Because I mean, you are playing 44, so it's like kind of what pushed you to the 44. Did you find it stay consistent?
I couldn't place it into 4. I would love to play 40, but I just couldn't cut things to put it into 40 because I could have cut maybe the Ash. Like I'm not, but Ash was like really good going first or second, since you can edge the charm if you want to go full combo, and if you like just have Ash going first is really good, and going second into Malice, Ash is really good because you can Ash their trap on your turn, because there isn't really much things you can Ash on their turn.
Yeah.
But having one less interruption against Malice is a really big thing. So I think like you can cut the Ashes, but I think that they are really good.
Yeah, it almost feels as well like sometimes drawing it as the sixth card, like you're not angry about it, if you know what I mean. And sometimes it feels like if you draw, like say if you drew effect veil off the top, you'd be really annoyed. But drawing an ash to like say deal with like part of that malice board is really nice as well. So yeah, and then I was just looking at some of the Tetris as well. It's not you haven't seen a ton of Cordian Slicer, and I do think this is definitely the deck for it. How did you find Cordian Slicer on the day?
I found Croatian Slicer really good. Like mostly, I played against Rizel. It was really good. Like you just out the detonator, and
Yeah,
it's not once per turn. So like when you have trust, talents, and Gorgon Slicer, like if you draw Gorgon Slicer +1, you are almost always beating their board, and like the card on its own is not that strong, but when you pair it up with something, then it becomes amazing.
yeah. How did you find it into say? Were there like any dead matchups? So like was Malice would be a dead matchup for Gordian Slicer, was it, or did you even find success with it there?
I didn't side into Malice. Into Malice, like I had, I would pretty much just side the Lancias when going second, because I had like 7 Chamis and I had Nibiru's Ash, so I was feeling pretty confident going second into Malice, just because of the 7 Chamis in the main.
Feels like a decent amount of hate. Like you've even got Meows in the main, so I guess playing up against Malice, even game one, it's kind of nice to have that. I imagine quite a few people wouldn't play around Meows game one. Did you like? What were your matchups? Did you have many Malice, etc.?
I played 3 Malice in Swiss. I played 1 Mermail. I played, I think, 2 Mitsurugis, and I'm not sure. I played 1 Tempai, and I'm not sure what was the last matchup.
That's mad. Tempo still hanging around today.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I played against Live Twin. I played against Live Twin the
Oh,
last round.
okay. Interesting. In the last round, you say?
Yeah, in the last round, I played against White Twins.
What was your score by the end of Swiss?
I was X2 by the end of Swiss. I was to 1 Malice and I was to Mermail.
Ah, that's fair enough. Yes, it was the arrows tech, wasn't it? That's yeah.
Yeah, I got drawed and I still ended on Markumo plus prayers, trap plus double judgment. So I was
Oh,
pretty confident. And if I knew he was on the arrows, because I really didn't do much testing prior to the event, so I didn't really know what people were siding. If I knew he was on arrows, I had to, since I was going first, my side pattern was like take out 7 chamis, but I didn't have the 7th card to put in, so I put in 1 Gorgon Slicers.
okay.
And I drew it, so if I knew that he was on the arrows, I could have in main phase 1 activated the prayers, set up my hand with Magatama for next turn, and I completely just break his board with Slicer targeting those two, and then Magatama the statue. But I didn't know he was on arrows, so
Yeah, that's
yeah, that was.
it's a sneaky card that.
When he said battle phase, I thought he was gonna even with me,
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, whatever. Like they have double judgments plus the purification,
yeah, yeah.
and then he flipped arrows, and I was reading the card, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it just feels like the exact card they need in that situation. It's literally we were talking about it fun enough in the other deck profile. We were saying how it's literally just a Tenpai card. It's just Tenpai as a spell.
Yeah, like I mean, the card is good. Like, if I knew he was playing it, I probably win that game. But yeah, that's just how it goes.
And then kind of looking at your other tech choices and looking at like you mainly your X deck. Obviously, I imagine you didn't go into too much apart from IP, SP, etc. But did any of the other kind of toolbox cards you had there? Because like you've got 2 of Hope Harbinger. Did stuff like that come up much?
Uh, I summoned Hope Harbinger, I think, like once during the tournament. I was playing against Blue Eyes, and I talented him. I knew his last card was like, I think the Blue Eyes spell attacks too. So I just went into Hope Harbinger plus Trap and plus turn. So no matter what his top deck is, he can play. And I did make the Ragnarok one a few times.
It's a really cool card. Did it work well for you on the day?
Yeah, it really worked well because like I played. Okay, I think I made a mistake. I didn't play 2 Mitsurugi in the Swiss. I played 1 Mitsurugi and 1 Blue Eyes.
Ah, okay.
And against Blue Eyes, I made the Ragnarok 2 out of the 3 games
Yeah.
because like they end on the what's it called, the Primal spell and the trap, the boys trap.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
like just blow it out with Ragnarok, they have no follow up.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. And
Yeah.
apart from that, I made the Baguska ones,
Yeah.
and I didn't really make that much things from the extra deck outside IP and Masquerana. Like
Yeah. Makes sense. It's
IP and SP.
it's mainly a toolbox, really, isn't it? Just to kind of be.
But the thing I would definitely add in the extra deck is the rank 4 that draws 2 cards. I forget the name.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, I know the one you're talking about. Oh, this has escaped me. I can't remember what it is. Draw 2. It's you detach 2, and you can either summon 1, draw 1, or boost the
yeah,
attack. That one.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I felt like game 2 and game 3, when you like side in the judgments, the draws,
Yeah.
like you and like Sanctum or Mischief, you'd rather draw those cards than end on the Masquerana. So I just thought like that would probably be the better thing. And in the main deck, I would probably cut like the Armasas and I would play the Manjus, the ones that had the ritual spell or the ritual monster. I
Okay.
think those cards are really good.
Interesting. Yeah. And then would there be anything else you'd change about this side, extra or main? Any other things?
I think the side was really good. Like against in the side, I probably wouldn't change anything. Like the side pattern was good. Maybe like the Lightning Storm for just another going first card for like random matchups. So the side pattern is all good. But like most of the times outside in like pre-draw free Valencia or Carpet Feather or something like
Yeah,
The seventh card for like Carpus Feather or Gorgon Slicer, depending on the matchup. Because this turn doesn't this deck doesn't really make like unbreakable boards. So you most play on the third turn
yeah,
when you go first. Like they will break your board, but they cannot set up or kill you after that. You're just winning on the next turn.
yeah.
So I think like there's no need like to put any more unnecessary breaks or anything like that. Just so
It makes sense. Obviously, it hasn't quite got the ceiling of say like the Fiendsmith or the Ryziel, but then again, I imagine it is more like you're making up for it with the fact that you've got Impulse. You got. I feel like there's a lot more consistency when you got cards like pre-prep and the pots and stuff like that. So you're making up for it in different avenues and stuff like that. And then obviously speaking of like Droll and stuff, I take it you'd rather go for the more charmy approach and not main deck Droll. Um, what was the thought process in that one?
yeah, like like draw is very good. Like if you're going first, like, draw is very good. But most of the decks, when you draw them, I think that most of the decks right now can still make a decent enough board. While if you double charm them, they will be for sure scared of Nibiru. And it's like really hard to play against your opponent when they have like 8 cards in their hand, no matter the board you set up.
Yeah, that's fair. Because there's also like a bit of a fear factor. I think when you look at your opponent, they've got like 8, 9, 10 cards in hand. It's a little bit fearsome. And then say, whenever you got Charmade yourself, did you take the challenge? What was your kind of like half board into the Charmies and stuff?
If they charm me, I give them like 1 card, so they go 1 for 1 and end on like Murakumo plus Midotama plus Trap. So like if they charm me, this I still make the same board except I don't make Masquerena. So
Yeah.
it was
I mean, yeah, it probably plays into a lot of them quite easily. As you said, it's not as quite high ceiling, but it does play around hand traps a wee bit more. Um, yeah, and then what was? Oh, sorry, as well. It's just another question I just realised. I said, how was the reptilian? What was it called? The reptilian. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Echnida, Echnida.
I never summoned it. I didn't summon it once. It was just in the extra deck.
See, I know we were testing around with it, and it seemed like a card that could come up, but obviously, yeah, no, it's might be a little bit hard to use.
I had one game where I could have used it, but like I just went into Baguska and
Yeah,
like that was it.
I mean, Bagusu's Bagusu, isn't it? It'll hold the line.
Yeah, because like I think he had like 2 cards in hand, and I was scared of Ash, so I just said sure Baguska.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you're not going to die that way, are you? And then what
Yeah,
about you? Didn't have no King of the Feral Imps as well? Did you not miss that at all?
I didn't miss it at all. Like most, like you will never have 2 4s on the board without going through the important things like Habakir and stuff. So I don't think that it really comes up that much.
Yeah,
Like it could add Kaiju for sure, but that's the only thing. Like theoretically, it could come up in pure. Like it's really good in the Ryzel deck because it uh, creates a bridge between the 2 engines.
yeah,
But in pure, you're mostly playing with the cards you would add normally.
yeah.
So I don't think it's really needed.
That's fair enough. So yeah, and then I take it you felt obviously that this deck was quite solid into a lot of your like a lot of the meta, hence why you took it. But how did you find like your mirror matches, your Fiendsmith matches, and your Ryziel matches? Did you take any different approaches to them? How did you find them on the day?
Like most of the time when I was going second, I would like have 1 Charmy or like Nip +1 or something like that would be. So going second didn't really have that much problems. Going first, the thing is like they can break your board, but you just have so much follow up on the next turn. You're playing like 7 or 8 cards in your hand next turn with ritual and everything. So you just bait out every interruption there is, even if they break it. So I didn't really have that much trouble with it. And I think that Impulse is like just the most crazy card, like definitely the most crazy non-engine card in the game right now. So that's mainly the reason I choose Pure. And the second reason was I just thought it played good into hand traps.
Yeah, that's fair. Like it definitely feels like there's a lot more gas, and then Impulse itself can just stop so much. And then haven't spoken too much about. Obviously, you did a lot of Sanctum and your Mistress of the Gnomes shenanigans. How did they fare on the day? Did you manage to get a lot of people with them?
With Mischief, yes, like Mischief was very good. But the one time I went trusting to Sanctum, the opponent top deck ashed for my Sanctum, and I lost the game.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing. Happens sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, like Sanctum is really good, but it does lose to Ash.
Yeah, that's the one problem. And then yeah, so like, what were You've spoken about some of your games. What was your Top Cup games again?
In top 16, I played with Rizal Mitsuguri.
Yep.
So that's the game I break game one, and game two I went first. I just set up my board. He couldn't break it, and I have mischief. I had mischief. Yeah, he drove me. I set mischief and ended on the trap plus Murakumo, and he just couldn't play for it.
Yeah, kind of nice.
And game three, I start with Perulia. He goes ice, summon sword. I top deck draw from Perulia, and I just draw him there. He ends on detonator. I go Gorgon Slicer, reveal Habakiri, and just play for there. And top eight, I played against the Snake Eye dude.
Whoa.
So yeah, game one he ditched. He ditched the Black Goat Laughs off of the droplet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and called my Murakumo. So that was like pretty bad. I
Yeah.
lost that game. And then game two, uh, he draws me. My only playable card was Prayers. I had Prayers plus Talent, and I had Ash Nib,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure what the fifth card was. But I go to main phase and activate Prayers just to check for draw, because if he does draw me there, I can still go Habakiri, go for the Mikoto, and Mikoto returns my Prayers. So I still have like some follow up. So yeah, I do that. He draws me. I talent him. He has talent Lightning Storm Ash Ash.
Ooh.
I take away the talent, so he's also breaking.
Yeah.
Uh, I Habakiri. He ashes my Habakiri,
Yeah.
which was the correct play. Like, so I just pass. He top decks take a Ash.
Oh my. What?
Yeah, I Ash it. I draw Judgment for turn. Set Judgment. He top decks the Millennium spell. I'm not sure what it's called. It sets I Judgment that, and he normals Ash and just Ash effect and goes through there.
Yeah, that's just typical, isn't it? Snake Eye. I know one remade at the Top Cup
Yeah,
with that.
yeah. He just had like crazy top decks in a row, so it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
You can't help it. In a top deck war, whoever top decks best just wins. So yeah,
Yeah, it's like that sometimes, isn't it? Especially when it goes to old school Yu-Gi-Oh! When you both kind of break, then it's just seeing what you rip off the
yeah,
top. They're interesting games, but it can suck when someone just gets a one card combo off the top. It's
yeah. Like the thing is, like most of the decks are one card combo, so you're most of the time just missing one piece for your hand to pop off. So that's pretty much.
literally,
It's not like it's not like you're playing Gaddis or something where top deck lures do exist. Like here, it just one will draw the combo piece he needs and just the
yeah,
game is over there.
yeah, basically. Um, and then like, what were your dice rolls like on the day? Were you lucky, or did you find you were going second a lot?
I think I won like 3 dice rolls throughout the whole day. Like I won the top 8 one, I won the last round, and I won maybe one more dice roll throughout the day.
That's crazy.
Like I was going second the whole day.
I imagine you were very happy you had the amount of charmies you had in then for going second the whole
Yeah,
day.
I was really happy with the choices I made,
Yeah,
because like always I would always like have one charmy or like impulse plus something, so it was pretty decent.
I'll do it.
That was really good for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, a lot of vindication for that, isn't it? And then kind of like get to the last couple of questions, but anything underperform, anything overperform, like any MVPs of the day?
The MVP of the day would definitely be the Mikoto. Like impure Mikoto is just crazy. He just recycles everything, and once you get out the prayers, I was mostly return to Mikoto and just play with that. So yeah, I think Mikoto is the best card in pure.
Yeah.
And I really like the spell one, the Magatama. That was like performing like crazy. Since I was going second most of the time, it was even better because it just like you can just chain it to something and get rid of their board. So it was really good. I think that Magatama was like the MVP of the day.
Did you find that you ritual summoned much with it, or was it mainly just for the pops?
Ritual Summon with it once, since it's the only card you can tribute monsters with levels that exceed the level,
Yeah.
and I had Warakumo in hand, and I nived my opponent, and I didn't have anything, he didn't have anything, and I top decked the Magatama, so I can tribute the nib, get rid of the token, and just have Warakumo on board.
That's so funny. Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's literally the exact thing because it doesn't even specify reptiles at all. It is literally just monsters you control.
yeah, it's literally just monsters you control that equal or exceed, so that was
Yeah, that's
the important part.
yeah, kind of wild. And then kind of lastly, I suppose, anything you missed, you think we've missed out on, or anything you think needs covering, or anything at all?
Well, I don't think. I think we talked about most of the things that are important. I can't come up with anything on top of my mind that I could say more about the deck. I said I really didn't do that too much testing before the event. So I was on Finn's Metrizal like a few days before, but I just decided like I love Impulse and I just said let's do it because I thought like there would be much more Malice in Croatia, and like they all play like two bestials or something. I didn't want to lose to a random bestial or something like that. I just said like let's go with pure, and
Yeah. Well,
it did perform well.
I mean, your performance has shown that obviously it was a correct choice for you. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, to be fair, the deck is just very, very solid. There are some interesting choices you made. There's some cool tech cards, but all in all, it's just a very solid deck. Can't really fault it at all. Any shout outs at all?
Uh, Shout out to Bojo for winning, and yeah, with Mermels of course,
Of course.
and like shout out to Mitya Kach for borrowing me the deck. Like I literally own currently zero cards. I had the Ashes and Nibiru's. He basically led me the whole deck. So big huge shout out to Mitya. Uh, and yeah, I think that I hello to everyone from Croatia, and that's it. I think.
That's no worries. Well, thank you very much for coming on and talking to us about everything, doing our deck dive and stuff. I really appreciate it, and congratulations again on your performance.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.